round to all the towns. Head away, holiday, South Aussie with Cosi's on sit down. South Aussie with Cosi. In South Australia we will go. Head away, holiday, South Australia all the way. South Aussie with Cosi.
G'day and welcome to Kangaroo Island and welcome to South Aussie with Cosi. Look, this travel show, unlike all the others, it's not about glitzy and glamorous locations that you or I could never actually afford to go to. It's about budget travel, travelling with your family, travelling with your friends, and doing it without breaking the bank. How's this for a location? Kangaroo Island. It's a secret of South Australia, and over my shoulder are remarkable rocks. They have got to be one of the most famous, iconic natural wonders of South Australia. Right, before we go any further though, let's have a look what's on tonight's show. We'll show you how to visit Kangaroo Island in a day trip, give you the chance to win an SA short holiday at Maranaga Cottages in the Barossa. We're going to tee off at North Adelaide Par 3, but first we'll take the family away to the Riverland for 2 days for just $59 a head. Welcome along folks, it is the BankSA $300 challenge. This is absolutely brilliant because I'm going to show you how for $300 or less you can take the entire family away to the Riverland, a little place called Renmark, and not spend more than $300. Now there's 5 of us in our family, so it's actually really good value. The Murray River's over 130 million years old and winds its way through over 600 kilometres of South Australia. It's a great destination for a day trip or a week's getaway, and it's a favourite holiday spot for thousands of South Aussies. We're on our way to Renmark, South Australia, and you know what? We're well over half the way there, and for the first time on this trip we've come across the mighty Murray River. This little town here is called Blanchetown, and it is absolutely to die for. Great spot for the kids or to bring some couples or the family along for a little bit of a trip. But now we're off to find the biggest playground in South Australia. It's huge, it's awesome, and it's free. It's called Monash Playground, and it's that way. Well, here we are. This is the famous Monash Playground, and this place is awesome. You know, it's pretty much a South Australian icon, and I bet you tons of people that are watching this right now either came here as a child or have brought their kids or grandkids to the Monash Playground. Over 200,000 visitors came here every single year in the late 80s, but then tragedy struck in the early 90s because this joint was shut down because of public liability issues. But there was some good news. In 1996 it reopened to be what it is today. The reason we've stopped here, it's great for the kids, but better than that, do you know how much it costs to come to Monash Playground? Nothing. I told you, people come from far and wide to go to Monash Playground. I got Hannah and Hayley here. Where have you girls come from?
Murray Bridge.
Murray Bridge, that's where I was born. It's an amazing fact, isn't it? Now tell me, what do you love about the playground?
I like the playground because the swings, they're quite fun to play on.
Tell me, where did you get the sunnies from?
My dad bought them for me for my birthday.
Did he? Geez, good times. Can I try them on? Do you think they'd fit me?
No.
Would you mind? Can I borrow them?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. All right, Hannah. Oh, geez, my head's a bit wider than yours. What do you reckon, girls? Thumbs up? Like I said earlier, the best thing about Monash Playground when it comes to families is it doesn't cost you a cent to come in here. But there is another way to save big bucks on these types of holidays, and that's pre-preparing your lunches. Over my shoulder, we're all tucking into a little bit of lunch that we prepared before we came on this trip. We all know as a family how expensive it can be going to a kiosk, a canteen, a deli, wherever it might be. Save heaps of money by packing your own food. All right, I've bailed up Ron here. He was enjoying a feed with his wife and grandson. Now, what is it you love about the Monash Playground?
Oh, look, it's a great place. And the thing is that you can bring the children here. They can go and virtually lose themselves, except, of course, if they step in the water and get their crow's socks dirty,
Kevin,
wet.
You've got the crow's socks wet, mate. That's a sin.
It is.
Now, Ron, a man of your wisdom, I want to ask you a question. Why do you think it's so important to spend time with your family?
I didn't have enough time to spend with my son, but I'm making sure I do it with the grandchildren, because early in our younger days, we all had to work. You know, now there's leisure time.
That's what I'm telling people, Ron. Stop working for just a minute and go and enjoy life. Would you agree?
Yes, definitely.
Especially the Monash Playground.
Good, I like it. Well, cheers, buddy. You have fun with your grandson.
Good on you.
See you, Nana Joyce. See you, Kevin.
South Aussie with Cosi.
G'day, Brenton Braglis here, weather presenter on 9 News. You're watching South Aussie with Cosi.
South Aussie with Cosi.
Welcome along, folks. It is the BankSA $300 challenge. This is absolutely brilliant because I'm going to show you how for $300 or less, you can take the entire family away to the Riverland, a little place called Renmark, and not spend more than $300. In order to do the challenge, of course, we need to swing by the bank and grab some cash. We've got $300, and now it's time for me to show you how to spend it. My wife and I have travelled to tons of different caravan parks throughout South Australia, but when it comes to family friendly and accommodating, I reckon this one is number one. It's the Big 4 Caravan Park here in Renmark. I just can't wait to show you this place. We are standing out front of our accommodation here at the Big 4 Caravan Park at Renmark, and the lady to my right is Gail. She's the manager here. Now Gail, tell us about this caravan park.
Well, Cosi, as you can see, we have absolutely magnificent Murray River frontage right along the front of our park. Our park's known for being very family friendly. Apart from the obvious river, we also have lots of activities that families can enjoy in the park. We've got a beautiful resort style swimming pool. We have a hot heated spa. We have a wonderful games and recreation room for our kids to enjoy. We've got hire equipment like water bees, canoes. We've also got pedal bikes for them to hire. So whilst the children are enjoying themselves, their parents, of course, get to relax, so everyone gets to enjoy a great holiday.
Now, I love looking at affordable trips, and I honestly believe that staying here is one. Let's talk about the riverfront villas behind us. How much do they start from?
Well, we've got riverfront villas here that are family accommodating, so they can sleep 6 people. We've also got some that are ideal for 2 couples with 2 queen beds in them. Prices on these start from $135.
See, to me, when you do the figures on that, you're paying about $30 or $35 a head to stay here, and there's so much to do within the park for free.
Absolutely.
It's unreal value.
Yeah, it is. Look, lots of people also comment to us that they can come to the park, they don't have to leave it. They park their car, they have their whole holiday within our grounds.
The Renmark Big 4 Caravan Park is set on a massive 22 acres, and it's all riverfront. There are so many different accommodation options. We've got the Riverside Villa, you've seen that one, but there's also powered sites if you're lucky enough to have a caravan, or there's unpowered sites as well if you just want to bring the kids and go camping. There's so many different opportunities to spend time with the family, and it's pretty much a budget for everyone. Whenever you roll into a town like Renmark, I think the best thing you can do is ask the locals where to go. That's why I've bailed up April here. You're from the
Renmark Paringa Visitor Information Centre.
All right, April. Now, there's 3 families that I've got here in Renmark. What should we be doing, remembering that we're on a budget?
Okay, there's plenty of things to do with your families. The first one would be the Renmark Riverfront Walk.
Yep.
So that can take you right over into Paringa, right through the Paringa Historical Bridge. When the sun's going down, there's the magnificent possum parade.
Oh.
So one of the local ladies, she goes down and puts food out for the possums.
So is that a nightly thing?
Yeah, it's a nightly thing. She goes down every day. Otherwise, the kids can take food down, obviously.
Is she kind of like that weird possum lady around town?
No, she's the lovely possum lady.
Pushing it
Without
like
her,
a
it wouldn't
Woolies
happen.
trolley full of possum food? Is that what I'm thinking? Possum time. This is the possum feeding at Renmark, and it's great because you can come down here and every single night a lady feeds these possums. They are super friendly and it's so good for the kids. Do you like the possums? Yeah.
I like possums.
It's a good morning from Renmark, South Australia. I want you to have a little think about where you normally prepare your breakfast, in the kitchen, at your house, wherever you do it. Think about where we're doing it, in this beautiful location. And do you know what? All it took was a little bit of effort and a great chance to get away with the family, and we're doing it on the cheap as well. All right, it was the $300 challenge. I made the promise to show you guys how we can spend 2 days and 1 night in the Riverland and not spend more than $300 per family. Let's see how we went. The cost of the riverfront accommodation for the 5 of us was $153 per night. Petrol cost us around $73. We packed our own lunch, dinner, breakfast and drinks at a cost of $50. In the caravan park, we hired paddle boats for $10, 4-wheel bikes for $10, Monash Playground was free, and the possum feeding was free, and that works out a weekend away in the Riverland with the kids for $296. Given there's 5 of us in the family, that's only $59 per head. It's pretty cool to think we did all of that and we didn't spend over $300 per family. You know, you just got to make a little bit of effort and just say to yourself, you know what, I'm going to down tools, I'm not going to work 24/7, I'm going to spend some time with the kids, and I'm going to check out one of the really awesome spots in regional South Australia. If you can splash the cash in the Riverland, then doing a river cruise is a must. We thought we'd check out the boat cruise on the Big River Rambler. Well, here we are on the Big River Rambler. I've got Captain Stephen. Hey, mate, that's a nice title, by the way. Tell us about the River Rambler. Where do you go? What do you do?
Usually we go down to the Paringa Bridge, turn around and then come back upstream to Whirlpool Corner. 2 hours, we serve some lovely homemade scones. We talk about paddle steamers, the history, the river, the health of the river. We also take people for birthday parties and things like that, so we do all sorts of things.
So tell us, a lot of people from Adelaide will be watching this right now. Why should people come to Renmark in the Riverland?
Well, today is a winter's day. Have a look at it. It's sun shining, it's sensational. Renmark is a beautiful town, there's so much to do. A river cruise is just part of it.
Absolutely. All right, mate. Well, I better let you get steering. We're heading straight towards our houseboat,
Yes,
so let's not crash into that.
We better not.
Why would you do the Big River Rambler? For the beautiful views of the Murray River, or for the free scones? The scones.
South Aussie with Cosi.
G'day folks, I'm Dave Irwin from Raptor Domain on Kangaroo Island, and you're watching South Aussie with Cosi.
And one more time, Dave, this time with me on your hand.
South Aussie with Cosi.
Troy Gray is a sports presenter on Channel 9 News. Troy played in the AFL for Sydney and St Kilda, but what does he love most about SA?
I am a city boy right in the heart of the CBD here in Adelaide, so I'd have to say it's a place that I like to be in because it's close to the shops and of course to Guja Street, so I can just walk on down to the restaurant, so I love the CBD. My favourite event would definitely be something affiliated with the horse races because of all the atmosphere, and they do it so well in the country, so the Port Lincoln Cup, the Balaclava Cup, and even over Easter you've got Oakbank and of course a great carnival for the Adelaide Cup. I just love all the fun and frivolity and putting on a tie and dressing up. Well, if I only had $50 in my pocket, I'd probably spend a day right up through the Adelaide Hills, walking along the Yarrabilla or the Hyson Trail and maybe stopping off somewhere around lunchtime at the Norton Summit Hotel and just having a quiet meal and just a few refreshing drinks.
You know, you tend to do the same thing over and over again. You go to the same restaurant, the same location. I'm urging you to try something different. And why not bring the kids and the family to the Par 3 golf course? It is located perfectly right in the heart of the city. Let's go check it out. The bloke next to me is called Chris Crocker, and he's a golf pro. Not only does he have perhaps one of the coolest names I've ever heard, but he also runs the Par 3 golf course here. Now, mate, tell us, what sort of people play Par 3?
Big wide range of players that play down here. Right from your single-figure marker looking to work on his short game, right through to juniors starting out, you know, beginner golfers and especially families as well. So mum and dad and the kids can get out and have a good time out there and play a bit of sport.
It's all about hand-eye coordination. That's how you'll learn. For a session on the Par 3 golf course, you're looking at $14.50 per adult and $11.50 per child. Plus, just around this area, you get 4 hours free car parking, so it's not bad value. Oh, nice one. We're out the front of Metro Holden on Port Road because, as you know, South Aussie with Cosi, it's all about getting you to jump in your car and explore South Australia. But it's also about doing it as cheaply as possible, and one way you can save serious money is by watching how much fuel you use. One man that knows plenty about petrol is the bloke to my right, Steve Ward from Metro Holden. Steve, what are the top 3 tips about saving petrol?
I think the big one to start with is finding a car that's fuel efficient. So start off with a good car like the Holden Cruise, very fuel efficient. And then we start thinking about the maintenance, keeping the maintenance schedules up with your cars, very, very important. If the car's well maintained, it's going to perform properly, do a fantastic job. Tyre pressures can have a detrimental effect on fuel economy, whether they be too low or too high. And then lucky last, I always talk about acceleration from a set of traffic lights. Don't be the fastest guy from the set of traffic lights. Control your speed from the traffic lights. That will give you good fuel economy.
I couldn't agree with you any more, Steve. And look, if you are after more fuel-saving tips, then all you need to do is jump to the website, www.metroholden.com.au. We are here in the Flinders Ranges doing the Pitchy Richie Camel Tour with a couple of my mates. I've got Farrell and Graham. You can work out who's who. Look, each week we're encouraging you to send in your home videos and your photos of where you've had fun holidaying somewhere in South Australia. Excuse me. Righto. Just for doing that, you can win $200 cash, all thanks to Adelaide Arcade. Let's check out this week's winner. Farrell, please. Liz and Terry from Davern Park sent me in their photos of their trip to Moonta. Liz told me she loves the Yorke Peninsula because it allows her and hubby to recharge their batteries. Well, Liz, you can recharge more than your batteries, my friend, because you've won $200 cash, all thanks to the Adelaide Arcade. If you have some SA holiday happy snaps or videos, send them to me at southaussiewithcosi.com.au. You're watching South Aussie with Cosi, and we are knee-deep in canola outside of Freeling. We've got more coming up after the break.
South Aussie with Cosi.
You're watching South Aussie with Cosi.
South Aussie with Cosi.
What am I doing at the Adelaide Central bus station on Franklin Street at 6:30 in the morning? I'll tell you, we're going to Kangaroo Island. Now, do you know what? Kangaroo Island's got to be one of the most beautiful spots in South Australia, but the locals, that's us guys that live in SA, there's only about under 25% of us that have actually taken the time to get over to KI and have a bit of a look. I found this book here, and inside it is a Kangaroo Island day trip. It's under $250, lunch included, everything, your Sea-Link trip over, and we're going to see what exactly you get for $248. Here we are at Cape Jervis. This is where the Sea-Link ferry leaves. And get this, it can leave up to 12 times a day during busy periods. From here, for us, it's just a 45-minute ferry ride and we arrive at the destination, Kangaroo Island. After landing on Kangaroo Island, we were back on the bus and we met our local guide. He was a wealth of knowledge.
Is in the middle of the island called Maranaga, and Maranaga has a population.
And he had us hanging off every word he was saying.
The island's entire population is 4,159 residents, which equates to a little over 1 square kilometre per person.
This is stop number 1 on our tour, a place called Seal Bay. This is the only place in the world where you can actually walk amongst the seals as they rest on the beach. So, in order to do that, we need to meet the site manager. Her name's Jeanette, and she's just in there. Let's go check her out. Now, tell us, what's so special about the Seal Bay area?
Seal Bay, for me, I'm very biased, is one of the most amazing places that you'll ever go, but it's the only place that you can actually go on a guided tour and walk amongst a colony of wild animals, Australian sea lions.
Wow, so that's nowhere else in Australia can you do what we're about to do?
Nowhere else in Australia.
Now, there's something pretty special about the pregnancy of the Australian fur seal, isn't there?
Certainly is. Australian sea lion females are pregnant for 17 and a half months.
My wife was whinging for 9 months of pregnancy.
Absolutely. Nobody ever wants to come back in their second life as an Australian sea lion female.
And they get pregnant within like 10 days or something after.
That's right, you're absolutely right. She gives birth to the baby, 7 to 10 days later, she's pregnant again. And then pregnant for 17 and a half months. And the whole time she's pregnant, she's feeding the baby from the season before.
Now that's a good mother. And no baby bonuses when it comes to seals?
No,
none.
Indeed.
Now normally on a fine day, the seals are scattered along the beaches. Of course you can't blame them on a day like this. They're also hiding and finding a bit of protection. But look just over my shoulder, I mean, how cool is that and how close are we to these beautiful animals? Geez, they're cute when they're little, aren't they? He wants to join the bus tour, it's that good. He's like, under $250 to see all the KI, I'm on board. It was his fault. And then it was back on board and off for a bite of lunch. The Sea-Link Kangaroo Island day trip comes complete with a 2-course included lunch. Yum. We're knee-deep in the Kangaroo Island day tour. This is stop number 3. We've just had a beautiful lunch here at Riverland Bay. Now we've got a birds of prey demonstration. We've got Dave here. Now Dave, firstly, what on earth is that on your arm?
This young fella here is Merlin. Merlin is a male peregrine falcon, fastest animal on earth, 396 kilometres an hour.
Is that right?
That's what they've been timed at in a vertical dive.
So what have you trained young Merlin to do?
Merlin does fly. We get him to chase a lure, but he had a power line when he was just a young bloke, so his shoulder's ruined, so he can't go back to the wild, but he's a wonderful ambassador for his species.
Now, Dave, the Kangaroo Island day tour includes your birds of prey show. What can we expect to see?
Well, it just depends on the day. Usually eagles, falcons, owls. We've got a beautiful pair of kookaburras that can fly as well.
Right, yep.
We've got an owl to sit on your knee generally.
Yeah.
It's a hands-on demonstration. We have people get up, put a glove on, the birds fly to them. Wonderful photo opportunities for people as well there.
All right, mate. Well, I better let you warm up the birds and we'll go grab a seat. Good luck with it.
No worries. All right.
Thanks, Dave.
Bye.
The bus tour around Kangaroo Island continues. We're doing it all in a day. And I'll tell you what, this is one of the most spectacular parts of Kangaroo Island. We're right over on the western side, and these big rocks behind me, I think we all know what they're called. Remarkable rocks. How good are they? As you can see, the weather was pretty rough, but everyone loved Remarkable Rocks. Then it was back on the bus to our final destination for the day, the famous Admiral's Arch. This is Admiral's Arch on Kangaroo Island, and apart from the fact that the winds are currently blowing at about 750 nautical miles per hour, this has got to be one of the most beautiful spots in South Australia. Look, if you do live in Adelaide or regional SA and you haven't made the effort to come to Kangaroo Island, you are seriously missing out. The Sea-Link day trip to Kangaroo Island costs $248 per person, but that includes the bus trip from Adelaide, ferry costs, Seal Bay guided tour, Flinders Park entry, 2-course lunch and a Birds of Prey show, plus the bus ride home. It's a big day and you really see so much stuff. Here's an easy way to get a taste of what is a beautiful island. Here we are doing a houseboat holiday on the Murray River just outside of Mannum, and behind me are the Mannum Cliffs, lined with gum trees. They really are something else. Hey, each week on South Aussie with Cosi, we give away an SA Shorts holiday, all thanks to the South Australian Tourism Commission. If you want to win it, then all you need to do is register your details at southaussiewithcosi.com.au. Let's have a look at this week's holiday. Tonight's Shorts holidays, 2 nights accommodation at the Maranaga Cottages in the Barossa Valley. Included are provisions for breakfast, fresh fruit, wood-fired breads and homemade biscuits. You'll relax in a country character stone cottage and unwind in a queen-size mahogany 4-poster bed. There's over 400 great SA holiday ideas in the South Australian Shorts booklet. For your chance to win this Barossa Valley Shorts package, all thanks to the South Australian Tourism Commission, just register your details at southaussiewithcosi.com.au. Good luck! Well, that's another episode of South Aussie with Cosi that's just bitten the dust. But before I let you go, 2 things really quickly. Number 1, Facebook. Request me as a friend. Just type in Cosi Costello. And the reason I ask you to do that is because I get a lot of story ideas, filming locations, all from Facebook. That's from your suggestions and your comments. So log on to Facebook, request me as a friend. The other one is the website. If you missed anything on today's episode of South Aussie with Cosi, go to the website, southaussiewithcosi.com.au. Until next time, catch you later.
In South Australia we will go, head away, holiday. South Australia all the way, South Aussie with Cosi.
South Aussie with Cosi is proudly brought to you by the South Australian Tourism Commission.
South Aussie with Cosi.
I like possums.